Are you waking up once, twice, or even 3 times every night just to pee? Don't ignore it, because frequent urination at night is not just annoying, it's a warning sign your body is sending. Today, I'll show you 3 vegetables that can help you finally sleep through the night. Hello, and welcome back to the Elder's Guide, the place where we share simple, practical steps that make life after 50 much stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable. Today, I want to ask you something very personal, but very important. Have you ever found yourself waking up in the middle of the night, not once, not twice, but maybe 3 times, just to use the bathroom? You shuffle out of bed, half asleep, maybe trying not to trip over your slippers, and when you finally get back under the covers, sleep feels far away. By morning, you're groggy, drained, and the whole day feels heavier before it even begins. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of older adults live with this nightly interruption, and doctors even have a name for it, nocturia, or frequent nighttime urination. Now, maybe you've been told it's just part of aging. Maybe you've tried drinking less water after dinner, cutting out tea, or even asking your doctor, only to hear, "That's normal for your age." But what if it's not just something you have to accept? What if there are natural, gentle ways to help your body rebalance, protect your kidneys, calm your bladder, and most importantly, give you the deep, uninterrupted sleep you deserve? That's what we're talking about today. Not pills, not fancy powders, not anything exotic or expensive. Just 3 everyday vegetables you can find at your local grocery store. 3 quiet allies that can change the way your nights feel and the way your mornings begin. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, why they work, and how to use them wisely so they help, not hurt. But before we meet our veggie heroes, let's step back and understand what's really going on in the body when you wake up again and again during the night. Because the truth is, nocturia doesn't come from just one place. It's the result of many small changes adding up over time. Let me share a story. George is 68 years old, retired, and living a quiet life with his wife in Oregon. He loves gardening, watching baseball, and enjoying coffee on the porch. But every night, for years, George found himself waking up 2 or 3 times to pee. He tried all the usual advice, no water after 7 p.m., going to bed earlier, even adjusting his pillows. Still, the same routine played out night after night. And over time, it began to catch up with him. He felt foggy, cranky, and struggled to focus even on the things he loved. George's story is far from unusual. In fact, more than half of adults over 60 experience some degree of nocturia. Why? Because as we age, our kidneys slowly lose efficiency. They don't concentrate urine as well, meaning you produce more at night. Hormones also shift, especially vasopressin, which normally tells your body to hold on to water while you sleep. With less of it, your body simply lets more fluids out. Add in common conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, and suddenly the kidneys and bladder are under even more stress. Medications, especially water pills and blood pressure drugs, can make it worse if taken in the evening. And then there's the role of blood sugar. For George, his kidneys were quietly working overtime every night, flushing out excess glucose, even though he didn't realize it. The takeaway? What feels like just aging is often your body sending a signal. It's asking for support. And thankfully, one of the simplest and most effective supports comes from the foods you eat. So let's meet our first vegetable ally, one you've seen 1,000 times but may never have thought about in this way. The cool, crisp cucumber. Now, when you think of cucumbers, you probably picture them in a salad, floating in spa water, or placed on tired eyes during a facial. But cucumbers are far more than refreshing. They're about 95% water, which means they hydrate you gently without overwhelming your system. That matters because when you drink a big glass of water right before bed, your bladder fills quickly, and you're up at 2 a.m. But cucumbers provide hydration in a slower, steadier way. Even more important, cucumbers are natural, mild diuretics. That may sound odd. Why would you want a diuretic if you're already peeing too much? The answer is balance. Cucumbers help your body flush out excess sodium and toxins during the day, supporting your kidneys without overstimulating your bladder at night. But here's the twist. Timing is everything. Let's go back to George. He thought he was being healthy by adding cucumber slices to his evening water and eating cucumber salad with dinner. But that habit was working against him. By loading up on cucumbers late in the day, he was sending his body into hydration mode right when it needed to be winding down. Once George shifted his cucumbers earlier, say at lunch or in the early afternoon, things began to change. He felt less bloated, the swelling in his ankles went down, and most importantly, his bathroom trips after bedtime dropped. So how can you use cucumbers the right way? Here's a simple tip. Around midday, slice half a cucumber into your water bottle. Add a squeeze of lemon and maybe a drizzle of olive oil over a cucumber salad. Not only does it taste crisp and light, but lemon aids digestion and olive oil provides healthy fats that help stabilize blood sugar. This combination hydrates you, supports your kidneys, and keeps your bladder calmer when bedtime arrives. Beyond hydration, cucumbers are also rich in antioxidants like flavonoids and tannins. These compounds fight inflammation, one of the hidden drivers of kidney stress and insulin resistance. Think of cucumbers as gentle daily maintenance for your system, affordable, accessible, and surprisingly effective. For many older adults, this small shift eating cucumbers earlier in the day becomes the first powerful step toward longer, deeper sleep. And when you wake up refreshed, everything else in life feels easier. Now let's move on to our second vegetable hero, one that many people overlook because it seems so plain, so ordinary, that it barely earns a second thought. I'm talking about zucchini. Zucchini is that mild green vegetable that often ends up sliced on a side plate or tossed into a stir-fry. It doesn't shout with strong flavors, and because of that, people sometimes ignore it. But let me tell you, behind its quiet personality, zucchini hides a real gift, especially for anyone struggling with blood sugar swings, kidney stress, or, yes, those unwanted nighttime bathroom trips. To show you what I mean, let me introduce you to Susan. She's 64, a retired teacher, and she was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Susan was careful. She stayed away from sweets, counted her carbs, and followed her doctor's advice. But despite all of that, she still felt tired, restless, and drained. Almost every night, she'd wake up once or twice to use the bathroom. And every morning, she felt like she hadn't slept at all. When Susan asked about it, her doctor told her the same line George heard: "It's normal at your age." But Susan didn't want normal, she wanted better. And that's when she stumbled upon something simple: zucchini. Here's why zucchini is such a quiet powerhouse. First, it has a very low glycemic index. That means it doesn't spike your blood sugar. This is crucial because when blood sugar climbs too high, especially in the evening, the kidneys step in. They try to flush out that extra glucose, and the result is more urine at night. By adding zucchini, Susan gave her body a food that filled her up without pushing her blood sugar on a roller coaster. But that's not all. Zucchini is rich in potassium, a mineral that helps balance sodium and fluid levels. Think of potassium as nature's fluid regulator. Too much sodium makes your body hold on to water, and then later, your kidneys have to play catch-up, often in the middle of the night. Potassium smooths that out, helping your body release water at the right pace. Zucchini also contains fiber, which slows the absorption of sugar and improves digestion. Plus, antioxidants like vitamin C that fight inflammation. Put all of this together, and zucchini quietly reduces the pressure on your kidneys, helping your body find balance again. So, how can you bring zucchini into your life in a way that feels easy? Susan started small. She swapped out pasta for zucchini noodles zoodles, as some people call them. A quick sauté in olive oil with garlic, and she had a meal that was light, flavorful, and satisfying. On cooler evenings, she would add chopped zucchini to a simple soup or stew, which gave her hydration and nutrients without heaviness. Just like cucumbers, timing matters with zucchini too. The best times are lunch or early dinner, not right before bed. That way, your body uses its hydration and minerals throughout the day, rather than pushing your bladder into overdrive at 2 a.m. For Susan, these small changes added up. Her blood sugar stayed steadier, her swelling went down, and for the first time in years, she started sleeping longer stretches without interruption. It wasn't overnight magic, but week by week, she felt her body returning to a calmer, more rested rhythm. Now, let's meet the third member of our trio. Unlike zucchini, this one already has a reputation as a superfood. But we're going to look at it from a slightly different angle, not just as a health booster, but as a friend to your bladder, your nervous system, and your sleep. I'm talking about spinach. Spinach is often praised for its vitamins and minerals, and it certainly deserves the spotlight. But the real secret here, the nutrient that makes spinach so important for people struggling with nighttime urination, is magnesium. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 71, a retired mechanic. Along with his nightly bathroom trips, Robert also suffered from muscle cramps in his legs, restless tossing after waking up, and a constant fatigue that never seemed to lift. When his doctor checked his labs, one thing stood out: low magnesium levels. Magnesium is one of those minerals that quietly does dozens of jobs in your body. It helps insulin work better, it calms your nervous system, it supports muscle relaxation, and it even helps the muscles around your bladder contract and relax properly. Without enough magnesium, your body struggles to hold balance, and sleep becomes fragile. That's where spinach comes in. Just one cooked cup of spinach can give you nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. And when magnesium levels rise back to where they should be, so do the benefits: steadier blood sugar, calmer nerves, more relaxed muscles, and yes, fewer bathroom trips in the night. Spinach is also rich in potassium, fiber, and antioxidants like vitamins C and E, which together reduce inflammation and ease kidney stress. It's almost like spinach was designed to soothe the very systems that Nocturia disrupts. Now, you may be wondering, should I eat spinach raw or cooked? The answer is both. Raw spinach works beautifully in salads or smoothies, but in moderation, especially if you have kidney concerns because of oxalates. Cooked spinach, on the other hand, actually makes minerals like magnesium and calcium more absorbable. A simple sauté with garlic and olive oil not only tastes great, but also delivers the nutrients your body is craving. When Robert started adding spinach to his dinners a few times a week, something remarkable happened. Within 2 weeks, his leg cramps eased, he began falling back asleep more easily, and soon he noticed he could sleep 5, sometimes 6 hours straight. It wasn't magic, it was magnesium. And it was spinach. So now we've met our 3 vegetable allies: cucumbers, zucchini, and spinach. Each one works in its own way: hydration balance, blood sugar control, magnesium support. But together, they create a foundation for calmer nights and more energized mornings. But as powerful as they are, these vegetables only deliver their best when we use them in the right amounts and at the right times. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. Now that you've met our 3 veggie heroes, a natural question comes up. How much should you eat, and when should you eat them to get the best results? Because even the healthiest food can backfire if the timing is off. Here's a simple guide. For cucumbers, half a medium cucumber each day is plenty. Enjoy it around lunchtime or early afternoon. That way, your body gets the hydration and gentle detox benefits without flooding your bladder at night. For zucchini, about 1 cup cooked or raw is a great serving size. Use it in your lunch or early dinner to stabilize blood sugar and balance fluids. And for spinach, aim for 1 to 1.5 cups, lightly cooked, a few times a week. The best time? Late afternoon or early dinner, around 5 or 6 p.m. That gives your body the magnesium it needs to relax into the evening without overwhelming your bladder close to bedtime. And here's an important tip. Avoid large portions of any hydrating vegetable right before bed. Even good foods can keep your bladder active if they're eaten too late. Instead, think of your vegetables as part of your daytime fuel, preparing your body to rest more peacefully at night. But food alone is just one piece of the puzzle. To truly support your body, you want to pair these vegetables with simple, gentle lifestyle habits. Think of the vegetables as the tools and your daily routines as the hands that put those tools to work. One powerful habit is keeping a short sleep and sip journal. For just 1 week, jot down when you eat, what you eat, how much you drink, and when you wake up at night. Patterns will almost always reveal themselves. Maybe you'll notice that cup of herbal tea at 8 p.m. isn't as harmless as you thought. Maybe you'll see that your dinners are a little saltier than you realized. Once you see the pattern, it becomes much easier to make changes that stick. Another simple habit is a gentle evening walk. Just 10 to 15 minutes after dinner can make a big difference. Walking helps your body digest, stabilizes your blood sugar, and reduces fluid pooling in your legs. That means your kidneys have less work to do once you lie down. Robert, our retired mechanic, made this a ritual with his wife. They didn't just sleep better, they also found themselves enjoying a new kind of calm connection every evening. If you deal with swollen ankles or feet, elevating your legs for 30 minutes before bed can be a game changer. It helps your body redistribute fluid earlier, so your kidneys don't have to rush it out in the middle of the night. George, remember him? He started doing this, and suddenly he went from 3 bathroom trips down to just 1. Another key habit is setting a last sip time. Pick a gentle cutoff, maybe 6:30 or 7 p.m., and treat it as your boundary for fluids, unless you need water with medications. Staying hydrated earlier in the day is essential, but the closer you get to bedtime, the more careful you want to be. And finally, create a wind-down routine that signals to your nervous system it's time to rest. Pair your veggie-rich dinner with something calming, maybe stretching, reading, or listening to soft music. Avoid screens and bright lights before bed. Your body thrives on rhythm, and when you give it calm, it will respond with deeper rest. Now, let's tie everything together. Tonight, when you think about Nocturia, those nighttime trips to the bathroom, I want you to remember 3 things. First, it's not just age. Yes, kidneys change over time, but many of the triggers are things you can influence. Blood sugar, hydration timing, even the foods you choose. Second, simple vegetables like cucumbers, zucchini, and spinach are powerful allies. Cucumber hydrates gently and flushes sodium. Zucchini keeps blood sugar steady and eases kidney stress. Spinach delivers magnesium to calm your muscles and improve bladder control. Third, habits matter just as much as food. A walk after dinner, elevating your legs, or writing in a short journal may seem small, but they compound into real change. George, Susan, and Robert each found relief not from one dramatic step, but from small, steady shifts. And you can too. So the real question is, what's one small step you can take this week? Maybe it's slicing cucumbers into your lunch. Maybe it's switching your evening tea for lemon water. Or maybe it's something as simple as putting your feet up before bed. Start small, stay consistent, and be gentle with yourself. Because aging isn't about losing freedom. It's about reclaiming it. Reclaiming your nights, your mornings, and your energy for the things you love. You deserve to wake up feeling rested, not restless. If this video has been helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about, because so many people silently struggle with the same problem. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the Elder's Guide for more practical, natural tips to help you stay strong, independent, and energized. We're on this journey together. Here's to calmer nights, brighter mornings, and the quiet power of simple foods. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.